are conversations that shape how we live, conversations that help us navigate challenges of life, conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Global.
Psychologist, relationship coach, the one, the only
Benjamin Zulu.
Benjamin Zulu himself. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Global. My good name is Jonik. I'm going to be your host for today. And today's conversation, you better buckle up because it's going to be an interesting ride. How you get to know that your person is cheating before you catch them. Hey. Is it a feeling? Is it intuition? How do you go about that?
And why is this important? To minimize the unknowns in your life. Sometimes people give you a general anxiety. Sometimes people can just give you general anxiety when you don't have details. And you feel like you're being gaslit because you are disturbed, but you can't justify your disturbance.
Yeah.
Let me remind you that the things between you and your partner are not known to the world. Those details of your relationship that make you know we are okay are only perceivable to you. That's why I don't want you to call your clan to come and explain the issues you have with your partner, because 90% of it cannot be seen from outside.
Right.
There are people who make sure they do a clean job. They don't cheat in a way that can be found. They don't do any legally traceable thing.
Yeah.
So if you call a clan, they will always win. You call a sitting, they will always win. In fact, they reverse it to look like you're dramatic. You're petty.
Yeah.
So today, we are giving you the signs to see that the end is coming. They're already doing things. And why are we able to detect what we are describing today? Because psychologists from Sigmund Freud said humans can't hide, can't keep secrets. If they don't say it with their mouth, their fingers will say it.
Yeah.
They don't write it somewhere, their body will say it. They will give energy.
There's just something that you will pick.
That space between you and your partner that only the two of you are in small details, that place when there's a shift there, that is how you know something is changing. So number one is when they're withdrawing emotionally without any explanation. You did not hurt them, you did not quarrel, or it was a petty thing that they blew out of proportion. There are people who cause a quarrel and act to be very angry, they bang the door and they disappear for 2 days because they needed to be with someone else. But
Not that they needed space.
So they cause attention here to be over there.
Right.
In a physical sense, but that's too dramatic and outrageous. I want you to notice the rather subtle emotional withdrawal that you're still together physically or logistically. You know, some people are still talking.
Yeah.
You're still doing the
As
normal
if
phone
nothing
calls,
is. Yeah.
but there's no joy in the conversation. There's no affection.
Yeah.
So some people withdraw emotionally because they're getting excited by someone else. They're taking their attention to someone else. Some people will pick on you, they will pull back emotionally and you can sense it because their attention has gone elsewhere. Some men will ask, but we hear women can multitask. The heart cannot multitask, unfortunately.
Yeah.
People can act, but they can also have two masters with their emotions. It will be either this person or the other one. And because the other one is a stolen bread with a lot of taboo thrill, it's usually more exciting. So the one thing that you can never miss when your partner is cheating, even before they do it physically and they're already there emotionally, flirting, imagining together, promising each other, admiring each other, adoring each other, they're already there emotionally, but it's not yet done. They're not even, it could be a person over there, very far away. Some emotional infidelity can start when people are very miles away.
Yeah. Long distance
Even
relationship.
before they start doing it, they start doing it physically, you can sense when there's a drift emotionally.
Yeah.
You know there's a drift when there are quirks and the small things that show when they're happy. Change. They're not playful.
Yeah.
They are not easy. They're not at ease. Or they start having a lot of secrecy around their gadgets and their communication and their movements. When you start seeing small things untriggered, a small shift in how you, things that are not compulsory, but it's our tradition.
Right.
As a family, we always do our dinner. Now, suddenly you are not feeling good this Sunday, the other Sunday as well. The other one you came, but you are moody. So can I call her and say, she's no longer excited about our dinners, guys. It's a real crisis. So the shifts will not be outrageously visible to the world outside. But they will be so real because you know how you live.
Yeah, yeah. It's like understanding a child. You know, you can tell when a child is unwell. Maybe
And the doctor can't even believe it. Because
Yes.
this looks very baby-like.
Yes.
My child is too calm. My child is not normal calm.
Yes.
They are very active.
I'm alarmed as a parent. Why
But
are they like
normally
that?
babies can go through. No, doctors, you know babies, but you don't know my baby. You know,
Yes.
the same way you are babe. You know you are babe. So normally people
Now in this context.
loved ones. No, people normally can go through. I know my person and the seasons. After you stay with a person, you know their full cycle.
Yeah.
So she can't say, you know, women have their seasons. This man is not understanding. You have always had seasons with me. This is year 10. Which season came after year 10?
Which new season has emerged?
You know. So the thing I want you to watch out for is very easy to be denied by the world. That's why I don't want you to look for validation from the world. When you begin to feel some of these things, and it's because human beings are complicated and they can really do a good job in concealing. Some people go as far as buying another phone dedicated for cheating and it is left far away from you.
The investment is real.
You know,
The investment is real.
people can go very far into separating another total different life.
Yeah.
So the first thing you shall sense is when their joy, excitement, happiness is not here. And you will know it's not a general depression, because some people can be going not through cheating but general depression.
Yeah.
How different is it when the person is stressed about their family, grieving a loved one? Some people can just go down emotionally overall, and it's not someone else. You will know it because their moods are just around you when they're elsewhere, they're happy. So it's not stress of a grandma. It's not the ailing. Grandma is not the struggling business, because over there you see them, they're very happy.
Yeah.
You see online them interacting, they're true element. But with you, they're blue tick. But elsewhere, they're very chap. And you see them living vibrantly
Yeah.
out there. That's the difference. This is not a mood, a general down. No. It's not finances because of career. Are you the same person who was jumping and screaming in those parties or whatever, or in that church or something?
Yeah.
Some people, you will see them being excited without out there. But here they are down. And I want you to know, once you get married or you get in a love relationship with a person or you get into that space, you are engaging them on a side that nobody else in the world engages them. So many of the things they will show you, they don't show anybody else. Many of the behaviors they'll show you are not visible elsewhere. Many of the dynamics between you and that person, nobody else knows them that way. You will hear the niece describing, this is my auntie, this is my auntie, that's my... You will hear a friend, let me tell you about Johnny, that Johnny. So people will describe her as friend. But you, this side as husband, there may be nobody to ever corroborate
True.
your experience.
Yeah.
This is what makes particularly narcissistic hidden abuse very hard to deal with. Nobody else knows that person, that side.
Yeah.
So your language sounds, who are you describing? No, I know my brother.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know,
Yeah.
I raised that son. Is to you a son? To me, it's another side.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah.
And this is why I want you to be careful before you invalidate people's experience. Just because, no, I know my friend.
Yeah.
You know them as a friend. Would you mind trying to understand and trying to corroborate? Because if you say they did this and the other one, there's some ways you can verify.
Yeah.
The other day we were talking about how to know how to deal with a person if you finally meet the person who your partner is cheating with, a person who is taking away your partner. How to deal with them, and you were saying the only engagement you should have with that person is if they're volunteering information because they're angry, they're trying to punish that person or whatever, to give you information, to know really what is happening, to make an informed decision.
Right.
And you are saying you must always cross-check what they're telling you because they may be trying to chase you away through lies and exaggerated things. And you are saying because you're discussing the same person, you can validate when they say we went to Naivasha, which day was that? You can check whether that day the person might have been in Naivasha.
Yeah.
You can even check maybe some movements, whether they were there, where they're claiming to be. You can check the communications, So we are saying, even now we are saying, whenever you hear people describing things, before you jump up and say they can't do, yes, there are sometimes you know the person, but once people get into marriage or relationships, the side of them, and this is the same rule that makes it dangerous to marry a classmate you knew from primary, and you were a very cool guy, cool girl. That lady used to sing in the parade, leaders in prayers. I've met her again. Think she's the best virtual. You knew her as a primary school kid.
Yes.
You knew her in college. The people you are acquainted with from the village, from college, then life happens, you disappear 5-10 years, you meet again. Don't assume you know them. You never knew that side of them. Try to, the purpose of dating is to role play. To role play as how it would feel if this person became my,
Yeah.
And role playing is not done in bed. Bed, anybody can role play. We're talking mind, character, energy, conversation, leadership, cooperation, submission. The woman wants to know, can you lead? The man wants to know, can you be led? That's what submission is all about.
Yeah.
If that language has been abused so much, just reviews leadability. Can you be led? That's what the man wants to know. Are you cooperative? Are you a team player? Or you have this existential crisis of wanting to be wife while you're also fighting the concept of submission. Then I have to be there to do exorcism.
Yeah. And come in between.
To lead without challenging you, to provide without asking my latest husband. Then now I have to, the small shifts of excitement, playfulness, and they are not one day that you'd say something that hurt them. They are persistent or cyclic. Some people cheat only during holidays. That's the only time they are far away from you.
Seasonal.
Yes. The company gives them outing or something like that. And when they are over there, they change. When they come back, they return.
Yeah.
So you can notice a pattern. And it's people have gone as far as calling it work husband, work spouse, work wife. People have gone as far as saying you can have affairs until almost an ongoing relationship when you already have, Somebody saying if you want to understand how complex humans are, you find a married woman cheating another married man. Exactly what are they looking for? What? All for the thrill of the forbidden. You have a wife, I have a husband. Where are we? What is the point? Just the mischief. Of doing something wrong. You will risk so many children, homes. You will risk so much pain, embarrassment, even violating your own promise.
Yeah, your own vows to your husband.
And we imagine somebody who is cheating on another person with us will be faithful to us. I don't know where we get the courage. In Kisii, somebody they killed the woman and he killed himself. That love gone sour thing. Only to read and find that he was married. This was an affair. He was killing a side chick, ostensibly for cheating on him with another man, and the relationship itself is a cheating relationship. And it has been on and off. They've been breaking. The most toxic thing to die for.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Even if you die, can you die on a better cause?
There's something you brought up about confrontation, and you said that if you maybe talk to the other person who maybe you found out was cheating with your pastor or your husband or your wife, that you should only seek information from them and try and collaborate with what you have and what you know. And confrontations turn very abusive at times. They become very violent. So at what point should you maybe confront, not even the person, but just your husband or your spouse or your
when you have
your
hard
person?
evidence, because they try to gaslight you. Many times people are prepared to build a false narrative. So you try to gather hard evidence. Obviously, when you notice that they're not okay, you try to ask. So you'll have been trying to ask, is everything okay? They'll be hashing. It's okay, it's just been, stop overthinking. So they'll deny your observations. So confrontations are important, but confrontations don't have to be aggressive. Just asking about inconsistencies, bringing up the inconsistencies. I expect this, I'm noticing this. Are we okay? That element of energetic shift, even when you don't have evidence, it is usually real. Obey your gut, obey your intuition. And we said, these signs of shift are usually not red flags. You may not up and leave. When you are fully invested, you're never that fickle and petty.
Yeah.
This is your life. You can just demolish the whole thing before you establish what is going on. And sometimes, actually, we don't up and leave. We kick them out. It's not always me leaving. You are the offender. Leave.
Yeah.
Sometimes, why should I disturb my life? Because of you. So the element of you finding this, I'll tell you at the end of the second point, but normally it's to allow your closer investigations, which is another phase, which is very uncomfortable but necessary.
Yeah.
To come to the knowledge of the truth, to come to know what is going on. The second sign that the people are cheating, even before they know, even before you find them red-handed, before you've had evidence, is when they begin to center their life away from you. Centering life means their base. They just transfer their base. And they begin to visit home.
Instead of coming home.
Yes. So they stop over. And you can get that energy. Honestly, you can feel it.
Yeah.
When they are on their feet every time. They are not at rest.
Yeah. They're in a hurry.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can feel it. So it's when their availability now goes elsewhere. Many times they'll get a job transfer. They center their life there completely. And they're always in a hurry when they come. Or their time is very strict. And they come and perform logistics. They tick boxes.
Yeah.
Okay, paid. That one paid. Okay, then. And if you're visiting whoever, they're visiting 10 minutes. We're in a hurry.
Yeah.
Greeting. Go. You strongly get the feeling that they have migrated to another place.
Yeah.
So sometimes people don't get a job transfer. They get, so one is either they center it far away physically, or they center their life around their work or around church or around the club, around the friends. And most of the ideas, the life is coming from there. They are coming here to sleep. They are coming here to just rest for a little.
It's an Airbnb. They're just coming to sleep.
They're coming home because that's where their shoes are.
Otherwise.
You can actually see a person who has everything in their car. Some people just enter their life to the car. And they can come to the house and stay in the parking for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Talking to the people who matter. They're just here for out of necessity, waiting for sleep time. Is there food or not? So they just want to eat the food. And when they now physically, this one is physical, it's not just energetic, center their life away from you.
Yeah.
This is the advanced stage of dating. Usually here they have already started doing it. The first one was preparation. Those who cheat also need to prepare. They need to find a cheating partner.
Yeah.
They need to court each other. They need to negotiate. They need to flirt. They need to do the same thing you have to do.
Yes.
So when you detected it was honeymoon, they were really, that time when energy shifted, it was negotiations. Now that they have settled in a cheating lifestyle, sometimes they're not cheating on one person, it's different people. But to keep it secret, they need a life that is not visible.
Yeah.
Others will just rent a house somewhere in the disguise of is for practice. People can go as far as building, having short-term rentals, this Airbnb and whoever,
Yeah.
a very questionable business. But they want, that business by itself is not questionable, but who you are, that was never your direction. You understand?
Yeah.
So they can center their life on another business premises that they start up questionable. Did we really need that?
Where did this come from? I never heard you talk about it.
Now suddenly,
Yeah. The
and
interest
it is somewhere.
in the middle of nowhere.
You're not part of it. And they're going there so frequently.
Yeah. In the name of looking at development,
You know.
and how it's going,
Yes.
how business is speaking.
You know.
Red flags.
You know. They center their life out of sight.
Yeah. And you know, we have these couples who are of the school of thought, tit for tat is a fair game. So there are those who maybe when they maybe start having those telltale signs that my person is cheating, they now decide, because they're cheating, I'm also going to cheat so that I can make them feel bad, because they're also making me feel bad. What are your thoughts
They'll
about
catch you
that?
and reverse the game that you're the one who ruined this marriage. So if you don't have a hard evidence, you just went on suspicions, you are caught cheating, you lose it in the end. And let me remind you that unless you are also that kind of a person, unless you are a person who would live that kind of life, and I wonder why you end up being married anyway. So normally there's one who is committed and loyal, and that's not who they are. They are a truthful person. They're a spiritual person. For you to be sleeping, lying and comfortable with it, your spirit must be dead. Not everybody is spiritually dead. People have conscience, they have God conscience. People worry about living right before their creator, before their own conscience, before their community live to their name. Now, your partner has been lured away here and they think they can get away with those kind of things, and then you discover them. Will you change who you are to match them? You're the loser. You're losing who you are. Whatever you do in this life journey, don't lose who you are. Lose other things, not who you are. Your reputation is everything. Robert Greene said you should guard it with your life. By reputation alone, you can open doors or shut doors.
True.
When people hear Jonick is approaching, they will respond according to her reputation. Armies are being put to flight because a word came that a certain general was approaching. Without no arrow fired, guys ran. Because David is coming. But another guy who is unknown, people say, who is that coming? Okay, let them come. You know? Protect your reputation, because it will open doors. It will put problems to flight. It will ease negotiations. You can't ruin it by starting doing weird things because of somebody here just to match a low game. Don't match people downwards, match them upwards.
True, very well said. I wouldn't say it any better. and when you talk about the already done, the cheating and all that, and you've discovered and it's been bad, do these couples really get back together, maybe through counseling?
Yes,
Most of them come back
I've seen
together?
couples thrive after those kind of incidences, and they go on to be very happy. But it's not every time. There are conditions. There's a lady I read called Janice. I forget the other names, but the book is called After the Affair. And she was listing conditions for recovery after the trauma of affair. She was saying, like, if you break your leg, it may heal or it may rot. It's about how it's treated. Affair is like that. It may heal, it may need to be cut away. Depending on how it's treated, how it's nursed, the speed of response, and how you handle it during healing. So one of the things there is the offender must be genuinely done with cheating. You know, some people, you just catch them, they're not done.
They're just like, oh my God, I got caught. They just got caught.
And you get the attitude. Because they feel angry. Why you're interrupting? So they treat you with contempt. You're the one who discovered it. They slap you. They insult. Or they tell you to get it. Okay, sorry, then forget it. Never mention it again.
Sweep it under the carpet.
So they hurry you and tell you to hush. They're not done. They don't care about your healing. They just want you to calm down so they can go back to their game. Again, cheating can be obsessive. People can cheat with somebody who fulfills an unhealed wound and they get addicted. They can cheat with somebody who reminds them of the father who never loved them. So they imagine, they feel the love of the father they've always craved, or the love of the mother.
Yeah.
Or they can cheat with somebody who just takes them to a forbidden land of thrill. Like the conservative, calm, principled girl who gets with a bad boy. She married a good guy, but now she's cheated with a bad boy. And the bad boy is giving her another experience that is out of this world. Because the bad boy doesn't have to live with you, doesn't have to grow you. Remember, people are doing affairs with you. You're giving them a better package because they only have to please you for a certain window of time. In a dark corner with hushed tones. That's easier to do.
Yeah. Than a lifetime. Than a lifetime.
So when you discover this second element that the person now has shifted, your response should be one, and it should be very decisive. If you let them be, they will continue with their things, and they will leave you by your, in every essence, except on paper, you're still married. It's usually very easy to catch them after you observe this second symptom. Just check their communication and their movements. Cheaters must talk and cheaters must meet. Target there.
Yeah.
And you can hire people nowadays. You have full companies who can just track people. Just pay it. Follow them.
Yeah.
The GPS. I tell you that this is the pattern for movements this week. This is what the communication. This number they always calling. Check. So they can give you where to check. In fact, in the West we have full-blown businesses.
Yes.
Just for tracking cheaters, and it's very thrilling. People see people being busted. So you can hire people, or you can just do it yourself. Sometimes because you know your person so well, and you already have a few suspicions. You know who else disappeared from your life since your partner changed. Sometimes you know who else. You saw energies. Yes. You know who else is your suspicion. Or you have an ally who can just inform you. Sometimes you just need to buy one ally at that person's life. Just one ally. Tell them, I'm trying to find out this and that. Do you think you can help me? And no problem. I know what you're dealing with, and I'll see what I can do. Then this is what happened. This is what I observed. Do whatever you want with it, and don't mention me anywhere. Then you just track them. They always go this every Friday evening. They pass by this point. This person they drop. This is where they go. And then one day they just come out of there. They find you there waiting for them. So after that, don't confront by suspicions. Get hard evidence. So get communication or connection where they are going to meet people. Yes.
Wow, quite something. And I'm just thinking about that whole experience, and you mentioned something and said, why get married? I mean, if only you know that this is what you're going to make somebody's child go through, why get married?
Exactly.
So understanding that marriage is coming together and having unity of purpose, I think is very, very important. And I love this book, How to Recognize and Deal with Toxic Relationships.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be full blown for you to understand it's toxic. At times the toxicity is in the small things, and this is going to be an interesting read for you. So please invest in this book, How to Recognize and Deal with Toxic Relationships. I'm sure it's going to be helpful to you, and you can find it on www.benjaminzuluglobal.com. That has been our time. My good name is Janik. Thank you.
There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential.